everyone, I am Jaya. One of my favorite publishers, HarperCollins India, recently had a mega ebook sale and I got 10 books in just 30 minutes. Some of those books had been on my reading list for a really long time, whereas others had been making rounds on Bookstagram and they just piqued my curiosity. Some others were just picked in the moment because I found those titles or synopses really interesting. So here's a run through of what I picked and why. So the very first book I want to talk about is Mustache by S. Harish, translated by Jayashree Thayar. I'm halfway through this book already, and honestly, it's a very difficult book to describe. It's set in Kerala and it's the story of Vavachan, who was born in the Polayan caste. So this man, he grows a mustache and keeps it against caste rules of that time. This book combines reality, myth, dreams, magic, old, new. So much into something truly amazing. Also, Harish does not mince words when it comes to describing the violence that's committed by men, especially the upper caste men, on those who lay below them in the social hierarchy. So women, and especially women of lower caste, are at the most risk in society as well as in this book. And I found personally the thoughts and actions of many characters extremely repulsive, and you might too. But I also fell in love with the lush, difficult landscape full of water and banana, coconut, paddy plantations, the different fish and flora and fauna that exist. There are lots of trigger warnings before reading this book, and I will do a detailed review soon. But so far, I'm really enjoying this book, and I would definitely recommend it if you're looking for something that would give you an insight on how pervasive the caste system was and continues to remain in India, and just explore a part of India more. It's full of local flavor and local innuendos that I really enjoy. The second book that I got is Girl in White Cotton by Avni Doshi. This is shortlisted for this year's Booker Prize, that is the Booker Prize 2020, and it's her debut novel. And I think that debut novels are usually amazing, mostly because authors have been brewing them in their minds for a long time. And this one is a story about Antara and her mother Tara. So Tara is old and is losing her memory, and Antara is taking a trip down the memory lane along with Tara. This story is about tensions and reconciliation between mother and daughter, and I think that subject itself makes up for some fantastic literary material. So I honestly can't wait to get started on this book. I'll give you more insights on how this book is when I read it. The third book that I picked up is The Liberation of Sita by Volga. I have a soft spot for feminist retelling of old stories, especially because of how patriarchal old stories tend to be. And in this vein, I picked up this book. Volga, the author, is actually the pen name of the Telugu writer P. Lata Kumari, and she has written other retellings as well that I am itching to get my hands on. Liberation of Sita is, as you may have guessed, the retelling of the Ramayana. So this is the tale of Sita's self-discovery and female friendships, mostly set after the kidnap by Ravan. I really haven't read anything by Volga before, but the focus on female friendships is what drew me to this book, especially considering how in the original Ramayana stories that I read or that I heard, there was hardly any attention given to female relationships, female friendships, or even female perspectives. So yeah, I'm looking forward to understanding what Sita has to say and how she came into her own identity, especially given how towards the end Sita becomes a feminist icon who rejects her husband and chooses to die rather than to go back with him. The fourth book in this book haul is What We Carry by Maya Shanbag Lang. This book has gained quite a bit of popularity on Bookstagram, and that's how I came to know about it. It was recently picked up by the Sonali Bendre Book Club, by Sonali Bendre, of course. And it's another story about mothers and daughters. What We Carry is Maya's memoir on understanding her formidable mother, a mother who is an accomplished physician and moved to the US and raised her children on her own. As Maya's mother suffers from Alzheimer's, she starts telling untold stories from Maya's childhood to Maya. This memoir follows Maya's tryst in understanding her own mother and their relationship. It sounds so similar to Girl in White Cotton, but it has its own unique immigrant perspective that I'm very, very interested in knowing more about. The next book that I picked up is Shameless by Taslima Nasri. Actually, the book Lajja has been on my to-be read list ever since I heard about that book, but I haven't read it. It's the book that forced Dr. Nasreen into exile. However, despite not having read that book, I could not resist picking up this sequel. Lajja or Shame follows the violence that a Hindu family feels in Bangladesh after the falling of the Babri Masjid here in India. Shameless recounts the story of the same family after they flee Bangladesh and start living in India, which is, a majority Hindu country. So, I love the premise of this novel because Shameless is a story of how even in this safe haven, the family's condition doesn't actually improve much. So I love this premise, especially given how turbulent times, fraught with communal violence, we're all living in today. In South Asia especially, religious tensions have really flared up in the recent decades, and there seems to be this false idea that a religious majority nation will be a safe haven for people from that religion, and Shameless explores and debunks that myth. So I don't know if I'll get to read Shame or Lajja before I read Shameless, but I'll definitely read Shameless. The next book I picked up is one that I picked up on Vim. I saw the title and the synopsis and I just couldn't help but, add it to my cart. It's called Stoned, Shamed and Depressed, and it's written by Jyotsna Bhargav. I have maintained personally for many years now that Indian teenagers literally go through hell before they grow up. And this hell is very, very detrimental to both their physical and mental well-being. So this is the only book from my book haul that I hadn't heard of until I picked it up. And I really don't know how it will turn out to be, but it looks quite promising. Jyotsna Bhargav says that she added accounts of teens, parents, teachers, and child psychologists on issues that teenagers in urban India face today. So she's covered many topics like online harassment, peer pressure to intoxication, body image and body shaming, bullying, and so much more. And I think that we are scarring our children for life, and this culture of maintaining the perfect image and being the perfect child is really, really damaging to the children. So I'm very interested to see what this book has to say. The next book that I picked up is this beautiful book called Rebel with a Paintbrush, and it's a story of Amrita Shergill, and it's written by Anita Vachcharajani. I'm sorry if that pronunciation is wrong, which it probably is. Amrita Shergill is something of an enigma. She's a rebel and an artist. She's a feminist icon way ahead of her times. And I really need to read more non-fiction, just like I really need to read more Indian literature. So I picked this book for the prompt biographies of the Reading Women Challenge 2020. It's a fantastic challenge that has really enabled me to pick up diverse books to read in 2020. And while I've covered most of the prompts, it's only the non-fiction prompts that I'm still struggling to finish, and I hope that this will be an amazing add to my 2020 Reading Women Challenge list. Also, the cover is so beautiful, I just couldn't help adding it to my cart. The next book that I picked up is a historical fiction novel called Cuckold by Kiran Nagarkar. I love historical fiction, and I think no book haul of mine is complete without adding at least one book from this genre. As with every other genre, I haven't read a lot of historical fiction from India, so I'm super excited to pick this one. If I'm not wrong, Kiran Nagarkar is a Sahitya Academy Award-winning writer. And this book is set in Mewar, a kingdom that I associate with beautiful jewelry, valiant warriors, and a very gender-divided society. So I'm excited to hear what Nagarkar's views are on Mewar and how he sets up this kingdom, especially because this book has gotten such rave reviews from a lot of people I follow. The next book I picked up is Gaja Gochar by Vivek Shanbhag. This is the shortest book in my haul. It's only 82 pages long, and I'm really excited by it because it's set in the city I call home, which is Bangalore, and it's translated from Kannada. So that is pretty exciting. It follows the musings of an unknown narrator as he notices how going from rags to riches has changed his family members, and he liaises with the author in a Bangalorean coffee shop. It sounds like it could have unfolded right in my neighborhood, and that makes it all the more exciting for me. The last book I picked up is Three Daughters of Eve by Elif Shafak, and here I cheated a bit. This book was not on sale, but it was published by HarperCollins India, and I just picked it up. I was introduced to Shafak in 2018, and she changed my world. I binged so many of her books. I think I read 4 of her books back to back: The Architect's Apprentice, The Bastard of Istanbul, The 40 Rules of Love, and Honor. I think I finished all 4 books in less than a week. And then in 2020, I pre-ordered her book 10 minutes and 38 seconds in the Strange World, and I absolutely fell in love with Tequila Leila and her story. So I was so happy to find Three Daughters of Eve on the HarperCollins list that I didn't even care that it was not on sale. I just had to get it. So like other books by Shafak, I think I'll probably read this one in just a night, and I'll stay drunk on her writing for a few days after, because that's how beautifully she writes, and that's how lively her world and her characters are, and she just infuses magic into her writing. I will definitely do a detailed video on Shafak's writing because I can't get enough of it. And I'm just speechless when it comes to her writing style and her subjects and her infusion of spirituality and East and West and realism into one epic book every single time. So these are the books I picked up. I will be reading them as soon as I'm done with the JCB Prize long list, which is taking me forever because I keep getting distracted by audiobooks that I'm also reading. So since Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away yesterday, I have been extremely sad, and in an attempt to hold on to her for just a little bit longer and to pay some tribute to her, I started the notorious RBG audiobook, which I'm reading along with Mustache, which I hope would be finished by the time this video airs. The next JCB Prize longlist book that I am going to pick up is A Burning by Megha Majumdar. The book has also been longlisted for the National Book Awards, that is the US National Book Awards. And it's a story about a Muslim girl and the repercussions she faces because she posted something on social media and people didn't like it. So it's a very interesting premise, and I'm looking forward to reading it and also reviewing Mustache properly. So keep an eye out for those things. All my reviews take place on Instagram, so do follow me on Instagram. And if you like this video, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Hit the bell icon so you don't miss a video from me. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.